We are taking in probably about 4,100 animals a year right now, and that includes cats, dogs, rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters, small companion animals.
We tend to get more animals in general during the spring and summer months, and then definitely after the holidays as well. However, I think the economic downturn that we've seen lately has affected the number of animals that we're getting in, and the numbers definitely have increased, and also the reasons that the animals are being surrendered to the SPCA.
We get a lot of strays, and it's interesting, in the stray population that we've seen, there have been a lot of older animals coming in as strays, and what I believe is happening is that people can't afford to take care of their older animals.
I think that there is a greater number of animals being surrendered to animal shelters throughout the United States, and especially in California right now because of the economic downturn. I think a lot of people are having trouble feeding themselves and their children, let alone their pets, and I think sometimes the animals will definitely take a back seat.
We've also seen purebreds as strays, so I really have noticed an upswing in that.
The SOS program is something fairly new to the Placer SPCA. It's into its second year right now, and it actually was created to help people keep their animals and to prevent people from surrendering their animals to shelters. And it helps people by providing money for necessary veterinary services. It may help by funding a pet deposit as people are moving or changing locations, and it also can provide temporary boarding for people who may be changing housing and need to have their animal kenneled somewhere for a temporary amount of time. One of our SOS clients currently, their house burned down, and so while they are seeking additional housing, they have to have their animals boarded in some facility.
Here at the Placer SPCA, we offer a SNAP program, which is the Spay-Neuter Assistance Program. And it's a program for Placer County residents to have their cats, dogs, or rabbits altered under a subsidized program. It's important to have your pets altered, of course, because to limit the pet population and the unwanted homeless animals out in the community. Currently, the Placer SPCA is offering a We Pay to Spay program. We received a grant from Placer County specifically for pit bull and pit bull mixes. Therefore, we're trying to encourage the spaying and neutering of people that own pit bull and pit bull mixes, and we're paying 100% of the cost for the spaying and neutering. We will also pay the client $25 after they've shown proof of having altered the animal.
Our volunteers work very hard to make sure that they're cared for after surgery, to make sure everything's nice and clean, and then they go home very quickly. In some cases, they might go home the same day. If not the same day, then they definitely go home the next day. You know, a lot of the dogs that we see that come into shelters haven't had a lot of training. And I really believe that that's because if you spend a lot of time working with your dog, training them, whether it be, you know, easy, simple things like sit or down, or really fun things like agility or whatever you're working with your dog doing, you're building a bond with that dog. And when something happens and you need to move, you're not going to turn in that dog to a shelter. You have that bond with that dog. You've got a well-trained dog. You can take them to many places. So I think it's just really, really important in keeping that lifelong bond with your pet, in addition to keeping them safe, because they can respond to those very important commands. You know, 60% of the animals that we receive here at the Placer SPCA come in as strays. And while some of those are animals that have been abandoned, a lot of them are animals that have just simply gotten out from their homes with no identification.
The best thing about being a volunteer, well, here at the Placer SPCA, it's like the volunteer smorgasbord, because it's all goodness. The volunteers here at the Placer SPCA really help in being able to spend quality time with the animals. The staff is very busy, always having to attend to many, many details, where we can just spend time with each animal, as much time as we need, and they get our full attention. There are many different types of volunteers here at the SPCA. You can volunteer with the dogs, the cats, the critters, the pet mobile, helping in the office, helping with the SNAP program. And the best thing is we're all from all different walks of life, different ages, different backgrounds. It's a real community.
When you're looking for a new pet, consider adopting. There are so many homeless animals, all over the country that just need a second chance at a loving home. These animals have done nothing wrong to end up where they are. Circumstances have put them there, and now they need you to give them another chance. So please remember, adopt, don't shop.